from that game, defensively, that game was not up to our standard. Like so, there are a ton of things that we can improve upon, a ton of things that we need to get better at, things that we worked that we didn't play up to our standard defensively. So we have a lot to go out and improve.
In terms of the other side of the ball, a lot of guys were talking about the red zone and how they could have been more efficient down there. What are some things you're seeing? Kind of a season-long deal, but what are some things you see specifically to improve on there?
First thing, when we get into the red zone, we got to eliminate going backwards. I said where we are in the red zone, we got to make sure we're targeting the right people in the run game, making sure we get a hat on the hat when we are, trying to run the football. It starts there, just being on our assignments, doing what we're supposed to do, and from operations standpoint, we got to be able to execute. Like just overall as an offense, it's not okay just to get into the red zone. Like we want to be able to score touchdowns. So there's still a lot left out there for us offensively as well.
As you watch the offense throughout the course of the day, is efficiency and CJ's ability to kind of spread it out, is that like a hallmark of the offense having a good day, headed in the right direction throughout the course of the day? Are those two things kind of signs that things are working on offense?
Well, when we open the game, how we open the game with CJ making a huge play to Nico and Nico taking it to the house, I think that's indicative of how the day is going to go for us. That's we're operating the right way, we're executing. But overall, I thought CJ did an outstanding job of just playing very clean, very efficient throughout the game. The ball went to multiple guys because he was just going through his progressions, making the proper reads. And when it wasn't there, he was able to scramble, make a play. He was able to get out of escape the pocket, throw the ball away when it wasn't there. So I thought his decision-making was really, really great. And he stepped up in the pocket with his eyes downfield multiple times, made great decisions. And that's what we expect from him, to play clean, make great decisions, protect the football, and make plays when plays are there to be made, and that's what he did for us, and he had a really great game.
I'm always asking you about the offensive line, but I want to ask you specifically about Titus Howard. Is it he's just evolved as a player, or is it the combination of that and his leadership that's taken his game to the next level?
I think Titus has done some really good things for us when it comes to, first and foremost, just being unselfish, of starting out at right tackle. He's played right guard. He's moved to left guard now and kind of settling in there. I think just from his mindset of it doesn't matter where I'm playing. Like I just want to be in position to help the team. I'm so encouraged by that and pleased by that mindset from Titus, because that's what winning football is about. That's what I believe in, a team-first mentality. Wherever you want me, whatever you need me to do, I'll get it done, and that's what Titus has done. He's a smart player, able to play the multiple spots, and you can move him around because he's able to handle it. And so that's why we put a lot on his plate. But he's done a good job for us, and there's still room for improvement as well for him.
Did you see any kind of particular way that the Cardinals tried to block Will, and how have you noticed teams try to adjust to how disruptive he can be?
When teams try to approach and block our defensive line, we'll see similar schemes. We'll see guys get into a chip plan where it's going to be the tight end or the back stepping in. There'll be a lot of seven-man protection plays that we have versus our defensive line, and they brought that on because of how good they've been on the edge. So, of course, offense is going to do some things to try to slow our defensive line down, and that's what you'll see. You'll see more chip, like longer route progression. So we got to do a better job of just designing from a defensive game planning perspective, just game planning and designing things to help out our defensive line when we are getting those chip protections.
Do you have an update on Derek Swinger? You guys listed at the end of the game an oblique injury, which he had obviously earlier in the season, and played through it.
And for the injuries this week, unfortunately, Mario Edwards will be out for the season. He ruptured his pec, so he'll be out for the season. The other guys will be fine. We'll see how the week goes. Stingley had the oblique, and Woody with his ankle. We'll see how they progress throughout the week.
When you started off and John asked about the defense, and you said not playing up to the standard, I'm curious from your perspective, how much do you kind of weigh how dangerous the offense is overall? Because obviously some teams have better offenses than others. How much does what the team's potential firepower has coming into the game, how much does that factor into
how well the defense plays, to me, has nothing at all to do with the offense and their firepower. It's all about our standard, our level of play, and what I expect from our guys every single snap. It doesn't matter to me who we play against, what they've done in the past, or who they are. To me, it's a standard that we play with. That's you're gonna operate as the best, or if you don't operate that way, then it's not good enough.
Jamar mentioned some of the success he had was because the offensive line allowed him some cutback lanes, and he was able to find some of those things. Is that another thing that, hey, the offense is clicking that day, that the running backs have that available? Is that a kind of a sign that the offensive line is doing what they need to do?
For the most part, I thought with Jawar made good decisions with the way he was running the football. We still can clean up some of our blocking assignments and how we're blocking. For the most part, he made some good cuts. He was able to hit an explosive play on him because he made a good cut. Just him slashing downfield, taking what was there. I thought he did a really good job of benefiting off of some of the good blocks that we did have. He did a good job of that.
The offense just had their 8th game without giving the ball away for the season. Do you think CJ and Nick and just everybody in general has gotten more cognizant of still trying to make big plays, big explosive, while not putting the ball in jeopardy?
We just operate our offense. It's not about the big play. You just operate how you're supposed to operate, run the plays that we've studied all week. The coaches feel good about the game plan they put in, what we feel like will work against that defense. You just go out and play ball. All right, the big plays will come, but it's always, for us, every week, our mindset, we have to protect the ball offensively. We have to take it away defensively. That'll never change.
Do you feel like, I know you got Woody and Nick who've been your steady guys, but when you see a guy like Jawar have the game he had, do you feel like there's a way to still get him touches even when Woody and Nick come back healthy?
We'll cross that bridge when it gets there, but I think more so for right now in this game on yesterday is just, giving Jawar his praise for what he was able to accomplish. I thought he did an outstanding job, again, of taking advantage of the opportunity that was presented to him. And he did a great job of, gaining over 100 yards, rushing, making some explosive runs for us. So it's just a credit to Jawar for right now. We'll deal with the other issue when we get there. But for right now, credit to Jawar.
How would you assess how your linebackers have played? Obviously, DJ Speed didn't play yesterday. Christian Harris got to see more. Seems like they've been real dialed in. Aziz is having a really good year. How would you assess the linebacker play?
Overall, throughout the year, the linebackers have done a good job of playing really well. I think yesterday we left some plays out there where we can play better.
Go ahead, Serge.
What do you think about CJ's decision making on yesterday to be able to get the ball in the right place at the right time, and in particular on that pass to Dalton Schultz? That was a play that he could have probably ran the ball in, but it looked like he wanted to make sure that he got Dalton that touch right there. Just his decision making throughout yesterday.
Yeah, CJ's done a great job yesterday with his decision making. Again, keeping his eyes downfield, being able to see, when the receivers do uncover on the scramble drill. Dalton has done a really good job of, having that connection, being on the same page with CJ, and CJ's eyes are up and he's trying to find him. He's not trying to run the football, right? But we also have that threat of him running, which we know it presents a problem to the defense. So him having that threat allows our receivers to have even more time to uncover, and that's what you saw, him and Dalton just being on the same page and CJ making that connection to get us in the end zone.
Obviously, defense has gotten a lot of praise this year, but this is like year 3 of this defense, and it's been obviously a pretty good unit since you've gotten here. What's kind of, from your perspective, gone into acquiring and developing the players that have, because you always say it's about the players. So what's kind of gone into finding the players and developing the players to the point to where you guys have the number 1 ranked defense your 3rd year coaching them?
Well, for the players that we get on defense, for me, it all starts with just number one, just the mindset of defensive players. Like, do you really enjoy and love playing football? Right? If you do, then you're able to play defense for us because you're going to play fast, you're going to play physical. It means a lot to you. So acquiring players like Kamari, Kalen, Tommy, like getting guys, Aziz, Henry, getting those guys who play the game the right way. They are passionate about what they're doing, and they care for one another. And that's the most important part defensively is, you have that mindset, but also you're not a selfish player. It's about playing together, and that's what's allowed our defense to play well at times. When we play together, we're on the same page, we're communicating, everybody's where they're supposed to be. We're a tough unit to go against, right? So it's we got good players. We got the scheme. When guys handle it the right way, it's tough to go against us. So it's just all about, again, the players just being on the details of their job. When we do it right, it's going to be tough.
In a follow-up with that, obviously you played in a few schemes your playing days. Obviously you kind of learned the scheme that you run now under Salo. What kind of made you go with the scheme that you kind of run with now, with obviously with your own wrinkles on it, versus some of the schemes that you had success with as a player?
I played in a 4-4-3 defense since high school, so I've done this for a long time. I played mainly in a 4-3 scheme. I played a few years in a 3-4 scheme. So to me, it's about being detailed in what you're doing, right? Defensively, it doesn't matter what you do. It's about how you do it and how can you coach it. How can you get guys, to buy into what you're asking them to do. It's a lot of different ways, a lot of different schemes to do things. I have a philosophy in my mind. I have things that I believe in, that I hold dear to as a defensive coach, that I'm not relenting on. And so when our guys are doing that the right way, I know it works. I've been a part of a lot of great defenses, and I know what works. And we have a really good defense here. And again, it wasn't our best outing yesterday, so I'm excited about the opportunity to go out and play even better.
With the injury to Mario, how much can you lean on, say, like a Naquan Jones and maybe even some of the practice squad depth that you require?
Yeah, we'll see how the week goes when it comes to losing Mario. Mario's done a great job for us all year. It's a steady player, consistent, brings great energy to our entire team. So really going to miss his presence. And he's can fly around on game day. He runs to the football with great effort, intent. Really loved what he brought to our unit. So we're missing him. We lost Settle. Losing Mario is going to be difficult to replace those guys.
Special teams, I think there was a couple of rocky moments about a month ago, but it feels like they've settled in. Big day yesterday with some returns, a turnover forced as well. What have you kind of seen from them as they've sort of turned around from a couple of those hiccups about a month ago?
For our special teams unit, the thing that stood out yesterday is how they blocked on our kick return unit. That's the one thing I've been, really emphasizing for our guys is we have to block better. There have been multiple times we've had opportunities to return the football, but there's one guy who's not blocking and not finishing on his guy. So it starts there, blocking with the right intent. They did a great job of that, and Jay Noel was able to make some huge returns for us because guys were blocking the right way. And then when it came to our coverage unit, we had to do a better job of getting off of blocks, making plays, and that's what they did. They got off blocks, and we got a couple big hits there from Jamal. I think Christian had a big hit. Clark came in and made a few tackles. So all the guys just really, taking what we're emphasizing. It doesn't change what we coach. It hasn't changed. It's just guys taking it to heart and doing what they need to do to put ourselves in position to make big plays on special teams.
So, DeMeco, you always talk about the standard as a standard. Is this kind of what you envision December football being, when maybe like your defense didn't play up to your standard, which has been just phenomenal for this unit all season, but the offense picks it up some and special teams picks it up? Is that kind of coming together at the right time?
Yeah, it is. In December, you want to play, team football, right? Whatever it takes to get the win, that's really all that matters. And yesterday, we played really good team football. Our offense did a great job of getting out early, getting some scores, right, to get us up in the game. And our special teams played outstanding yesterday. Defense, they made stops when we needed to get stops. And so, going into December, like, whatever it takes. It may not always, never going to be perfect, right? We're always striving to continue to chase that perfection, knowing that it's not going to be perfect. But, man, I'm really proud of our guys for just finding a way to play together and playing playing to finish how I know we can finish every single time. And that's really what matters. Now, how do you finish games? Just want to finish with a win, no matter how it looks.